Hi, I'm Phil Ashey from the American Anglican Council with your weekly Anglican Perspective. One of my favorite shows growing up was Saturday Night Live, and you have to admit, even when the humor is off color, it's still very funny. And they came out this last week with a humorous skit. It was called Jesus Uncrossed. It was based on a spoof of Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. And it shows Jesus as rising from the dead and taking vengeance on everybody with a machine gun and lots of blood and guts. And, you know, in a real sense, it was mocking Jesus. But as somebody else observed, it was really mocking Quentin Tarantino, because everybody knows that that's as far from who Jesus is as you can possibly imagine. Luke Moon of the Institute of Religion and Democracy wrote a wonderful column saying, you know, part of the hilarity of this and why we as Christians shouldn't get too bent out of shape is that it is so obviously opposite of who Jesus is. Jesus, when he was on the cross, was the one who said to those who were putting him to death, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Now, the insidious dark side of this is that in our own culture there is a move to say that with regards to other religions, like the Islamic faith, that if you were to put out something like that, it would obviously, as it has, caused all kinds of riots and violence towards Christians. That was certainly the case with a film that was released and blamed for the deaths of our ambassador and 3 other Americans in Benghazi. So we do need to ask culture why they're so willing to pick on Christians and not on other religions. But in the midst of this, I was encouraged by what Luke Moon said. He said, you know, what we really ought to do is follow Paul's advice in Ephesians 5:15, which is, let's, in the face of this kind of spoofing, and even perhaps this mocking, make the most of every opportunity to witness to Jesus and who he really is. Because, in fact, the days are evil.